Hello, Gemini. This is your astrology reading for the month of April for all Gemini signs. Now, if you're a Gemini moon or a Gemini Venus, I'm probably talking more about your sensitivities and whether that's positive or negative for you. Coming from, where it would be from that sign, following the houses around. Now, if you're a Gemini rising or a Gemini sun, then I'm talking more about your core and possibly even just directly as to the houses. Because if you're an ascending Gemini, it matches. Otherwise, if you're a core Gemini, then we're kind of looking at it from a core point of view, point blank. I also want to throw out there, if you are realizing that it doesn't resonate, you might want to check out your sun, moon, rising sign in astrology, because it may be that you're resonating more with the ascending or the sun or the moon or Venus at this time. So it may have to do with that in general. Or you may even want to check out the tarot for the month, because sometimes Spirit has a way of just knowing where to send you, and it will match what it should be matching. Anyway, with all of that being said, Gemini, you got a lot going on in your head. And that's kind of happening for all of us right now. We've got a lot of head chatter going on. But for you, especially come near the end of the month, you're going to start seeing more head chatter. You're doing more in the outer community than you are in your more deep, secret, personal life. You have more going on outside of you, more in your relationships, your spiritual energy. I'm sorry, when I said spiritual energy, it's because Spirit was having something they were saying to me. You may be doing some journeying spiritually, traveling, and then you may actually be doing some traveling, depending on what your working environment is. It may be that you are actually going to work at this time, because I know with the virus and stuff, a lot of people are not going to work, but you're either spiritually traveling, maybe really traveling, or this may just have to do with the community and the outer, like your career, your work, your financial success, social foundations, and where that works with your ethics and your morals. And that's a big part of it right now. For some of you, this is government employees that I'm talking about, or government issues that I'm talking about. This stuff that Spirit's telling me. But it definitely is dealing with the community, as well as your prestige, your honor, your reputation, how you're being viewed by others, humanitarian interests, your goals, your dreams, volunteer work. But you have a lot of 12th house that you're about to enter. So, like I said, mainly it's on the outside of you. It's not internal work. It's external work. Now, before I get into the astrology itself, I'm being reminded, because Spirit's reminding me, that Venus moves into your sign on the 3rd. So, starting to bring sensitivity to your self-awareness, though. To your personality, your appearance, how you're viewed. Is how you're viewed, what you're wanting to be viewed as. It's bringing that sensitivity, illuminating that sensitivity to your core. Excuse me, Mommy's kind of working. Here, mister. Mwah. Neptune. Because the first house is your awareness, your personality, your appearance, your view, your core, your image, your identification. It's your appearance. And Venus is bringing sensitivity in, whether it's emotionally, mentally, spiritually, or actually physically. She's bringing that awareness to that, making you see yourself or others see you. And I always say Venus she really doesn't have a preference as good or bad, positive or negative. It depends on where you are in your life and what's going on for you and how honest you are about that. Because Venus speaks to your sensitivities and ooey gooey, soft and chewy, and yes, please give me more. Thank you, sir. Or hell no, I'm very uncomfortable with that. This is not something I like. I want nothing to do with it. Or it could even be resentment and betrayal. Whatever that feeling is, that sensitivity is, Venus is illuminating it to your awareness and how you're viewed at this time. Now, I don't fully understand what I'm getting from Spirit. And I think that's because this could be incredibly positive or incredibly negative, depending on, I guess, your surroundings. Because I'm being told Taurus energy is off the chain, but it's not going to be that way until near the end of the month. And this is because the way the sun is actually moving. Sun is in Aries. And I'm going to look at where this is in your chart in just a minute. But the sun actually moves into Taurus on the 19th. You also have a new moon on the 22nd. But Spirit's giving me like major energies, and Spirit's actually saying for you, this may be showing up in your neighbors and siblings. Let me take a look. They might just, hey, they know more than I do. It might be communication that you're having with your neighbors and your siblings. Yeah. They're saying actually the communication that you're having with your neighbors and your siblings is probably going to be happening more around the 11th. Is there anything else? So I can get back to what I was at? Or you want me to say something else? There might be some self-deception in that communication around the 11th. Anything else? It's some of that dark mind chatter and gossip. May even be over phone calls. Something's dealing with the outer community, but don't let it get in the way of your goals, your dreams, and your ambitions, is what I'm being told. Because your goals, your dreams, and your ambitions are your responsibilities. And that's going to have to do with your self-realization and making sure that you are the authority in that. It can be a liberating time. Or you'll notice when it's not. Okay. What I was trying to say, though, is sometime between the 16th and the 22nd, the energies are moving into your 12th house. And I feel like that's why they're giving me all this information. They're saying you're going to be tapping into insecurities and overcoming them to make them become secure, or overcome your insecurities and get back with security in some form. The 12th house speaks of insecurities. It's the skeletons in the closet. It's where we put our denials and we lock them up from ourselves. Could be government issues of some form, but it's grief, sorrow, shame, blame, anxiety, stress. Death is coming out. Worry, insecurities, suicide, kidnapping. It's all of that darker stuff. And it's going to be moving into that energy about making you truly deal with it. This is saying you can't sweep it under the door, sweep it under the rug. because it's going to be coming in on top of the new moon in your 12th house on the 22nd, which is new beginnings. And if you're going to have the new beginnings, you're going to have to be addressing some of those insecurities, is what they're saying. But the thing with this is it's Taurus energy, and Uranus is here. The sun's here at that time, and you'll be coming into the moon being there. So it's kind of an inner face-off. And that's not just for you. That's your 12th house. But for the world around you as well. I'm being told something between like the 16th and the 25th is very magnified energies. And that's around the new moon and around when the sun enters Taurus. Taurus is very bullheaded, stubborn, can be inflexible. And the point is don't be bullheaded for the wrong reasons. It's the most earth sign of the earth signs. It's very grounded, very unmovable when it's stuck in its stubborn, inflexible way. And we're talking about Uranus in this energy with the sun and the moon illuminating it. So so they're saying trust in your intuition, trust in your higher self, trust in your core energies, trust in your what you spiritually and soulfully, not view but are, because they're raising the vibrational. I mean, because you can't tell from the eyes. They're telling me to tell you to raise your vibrations at this time, because this energy, thank you, because this energy can be such a stubborn energy. It can be positively stubborn or very negatively stubborn. We're talking about Uranus, which is independence, individuality, uniqueness, and freedom, speaking to you in your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem. And this is also speaking about possessions, small things that you keep with you that make you feel good and safe and secure. Your phone, clothing. What's going on right now with a lot of the grocery stores and stuff and purchasing and all of that. So we're talking about self-worth, self-value, self-esteem, possessions, and what you want to have versus security. And if you're very possessive, then this is showing where you're not secure, or at least where people in the outer world is. For you, this is your 12th house. This is speaking about your insecurities, and this is speaking about your grief, sorrow, shame, anxiety, stress, doubt, insecurities, your skeletons in the closet, what you deny yourself and don't want to have a communication with yourself about. But this is important for you to actually address this communication with yourself at this time and bring this healing in, because it's the 12th house, which is about healing that hard stuff. And you're doing it on top of a new moon, which is setting a new cycle. So the idea is you do not want to set a cycle that's going to reoccur that didn't heal. So it's important for you to be addressing all of that and acknowledging it right on up to that time. So when that energy comes in more aggressively, you're already aware of what it is that you need to be doing and what kind of work you should be doing with yourself is what I'm getting out of this. Now, I was pretty much discussing your 11th and 12th house. The 11th house is also speaking to you because that's, like I said, where the sun's been traveling. And that was the first things that they're talking to me about. They are telling you to pay attention to your community and your larger groups. Your community, your larger groups, your friends, your memberships. This is where your self-realization either is found or gets lost. Okay? Because it should be supporting your true goals, dreams, ambitions, finding your flame and your purpose, finding your fit in, your comfortability. Once you've been able to step into the uncomfortable level of making yourself fit in, meaning you don't want to hide in the background just because it's comfortable. This is saying step out of your comfort zone to find true comfort. And this is speaking to you of finding your true self-realization within these groups, these larger memberships, these friendships, communities. It could be working environment, like I was saying. It could be government issues too. Could be a government job is what I'm being given in many different ways. This is coming back to that outer community. And is the outer community the right community to be supporting you? Because that's going to help you overcome some of that inner healing of your own denials, like grief, sorrow, shame, blame, anxiety, stress, insecurities, of your skeletons in the closet that you brush under the rug. Remember, this is about not brushing them under the rug, bringing it back to your honor, your reputation, your prestige, but you're going to have the right community around you to help you acknowledge if you're coming into true self-realization or if you're in denial of it and you've lost it. You're not seeing the truth. This is about getting to the true personal interest of what you are and making sure that that's healing. Now, that was your 11th and 12th house. I'm just going with where Spirit was taking me. Your 11th and 12th house. With that being said, let's just jump right into the 10th house and let's just keep going. Because most of your stuff is in that outer community. The first few houses is inner community. So we're just going to stay in the outer community for the most part. That 10th house is your honor, your reputation, your prestige. You have Neptune here. This is more or less speaking to you about being able to create that magic, being able to create and show yourself and your worth and your value by, that self-realization. But it's all going to come into if you are truly getting right with that self-realization and if you're being backed by the right community, which will then help your financial success, your reputation, your responsibilities, finding liberation, and actually helping you do things into the outer community that is helpful, not just for yourself, but others. They're saying a lot of this has to do with, do you have the right friends that support your goals, that support your true soul and purpose and finding yourself? And if we just keep going that way, your 8th house is Aquarius. Aquarius is the rules for you. It's the rules of the relationships, joint efforts, joint finances, joint resources. Are the relationships balanced? But you have Saturn here now. Saturn's going to be here for the next 2 years. And that's speaking to you of, are these relationships truly balanced? As well as, are you willing to explore new heights within these relationships? Are you willing to explore and take the chance, and let me take the opportunity to, see if that would really work. And that's a good thing, because you got Saturn that's still going to be here. I believe it's for 4 months before it retrogrades back into Capricorn, which is going to be for approximately 4 months. I mean, it's going to retrograde in 2 months, but I think it's going to take the other 2 months for it to actually go back into Capricorn. And this is giving you the opportunity to explore, to try new things, to make new friends, to step into new memberships, to step into new groups, new communities, new goals that will support you truly getting right with you, expressing yourself, your self-expression, very sacral chakra and root chakra work. Coming into, being creative and believing in yourself and feeling secure within that. But that's all going to have to do with if you truly are doing that work at the end of the month, or if you're getting hit hard with what you did not do with your inner emotional security and tapping into grief, sorrow, shame, blame, fear, anxiety, doubt, insecurities. Because if you're staying in your comfort zone, you're starting a cycle again, is what this is about. So this is having the balls to take the chance to explore new horizons, which will make you grow. And within the relationships, this is speaking to you about, it could be a working relationship, it could be friends, it could be family, loved ones. A relationship is anything you care about. And you care about your money. When you have no money, you know about your relationship with that lack of that money. So anything you care about, you have a relationship with. So what is going on within this relationship? And is it really balanced? Are you really getting the fair end of the deal? And are you taking the chance to explore and take new trials, new horizons? Are you going somewhere? Is it stagnant? Is what I'm trying to get at. You've got Mars here also this month, which is giving you the passion, the action, the aggression, that inner warrior to stand in that power and take these chances. So definitely, if you're seeing the opportunities, these are opportunities for you to, get your head in the door and start making changes for you. And they should be here, because I'm still being told you've got a lot going on in that outer community. It's all about stepping out of your comfort zone, really. Mars is, like I said, Mars is going to be the sacral chakra, the root chakra, and I feel like the solar plexus in this energy. Taking new chances, believing in yourself, and being creative enough by trusting in your own inner emotional security and having a good communication, healthy communication with yourself. But you do have, going from that 8th house to that 9th house, you have Ceres moving, which is karma, and it is the threefold. It's speaking to you about what you've nurtured or what you've neglected. So if it's showing you what you've neglected, it's giving you the, hey, get your shit together so that we can fix that incoming karma. So I'm giving you the heads up of what I'm seeing here. Now, the 8th house, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, it's still going to be saying the same thing. Actually, I was talking about the 9th house, but that's still saying the same thing. It's telling you to trust in yourself, trust in your own ethics, trust in your own morals, trust in your own spiritual truths, trust in yourself, trust in your higher self. That's where Saturn has moved. I do apologize. I got that wrong. Saturn has moved into your 9th house, not your 8th house. And this is coming into your spiritual truth, coming into your spiritual fire. It is the same thing. Technically, slightly different, but it is the same thing, because that 8th house has Pluto here, which is asking you to start to find the soul fire. It's now in shadow before it goes retrograde on the 25th. And it is speaking to you of actually death, decay, and destruction for renewal, rebirth, regeneration. It's illuminating the fire. And are you illuminating the soul fire? Are you connecting with your source energy? Are you connecting with the true authenticity of who and what you are? Jupiter is bringing in the abundance, asking you within these relationships, are you balancing them right? So it's still this is slightly a different conversation, but it is pretty much the same. You're taking new chances on a spiritual level at trusting yourself. You're taking new chances on a spiritual level at philosophy, religion, law, higher learning, higher self, wisdom of the higher soul purpose, the higher soul. And are you connecting with that and actually trusting in it and believing in it and allowing it to lead you? So in a way, the conversation is very much the same. It's definitely, either way, it's telling you to step out of your comfort zone and try new things, but trust in the depths of who and what you are. But it all is going to come down to overcoming, those inner skeletons in the closet. But the other last thing that's really important for you is Your 5th house, which is your creative house. It is your personal interests. It is your inner child. It is your creativity, your pursuit of pleasure. It's what makes you tick. You have, it's Libra for you. This is about finding balance for yourself, not for everyone else. This is about having time to enjoy what you enjoy, expressing what you enjoy, expressing what you want to learn so that you can figure out if you enjoy it. This is where lovers first connect. This is your hobbies. This is your dating, your romance, your personal interests. What is fun for you? The collective consciousness is here asking you, are you beckoning to the call? Are you feeding your fire? Again, are you feeding your fire? Are you feeding your fun? Are you giving yourself that creative outlet? Or are you going to be stuck in your comfort zone and not try new things? Because even though, and that's where your full moon's going to take place on the 7th. This whole month for you, baby, is about stepping out of your comfort zone and trusting in you on a whole new level and seeing where you can take you. Actually, it sounds like a good month. A power-driven month. Soulfully. All you have to do is nurture your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem, and shapeshift into security. I love you guys. Bye.